It's week 38 of the Year of Wisdom. Let's get to reading. Day 265. Job 31. I've made a covenant with my eyes. How then could I gaze with desire at a virgin? For what is the allotment of God from above, or the heritage from the Almighty on high? Does not disaster come to the unjust, and calamity to the workers of iniquity? Does he not see my ways and count my every step? If I have walked in falsehood, or my foot has rushed to deceit, let God weigh me with honest scales, that he may know my integrity. If my steps have turned from the path, if my heart has followed my eyes, or if impurity has stuck to my hands, then may another eat what I have sown, and may my crops be uprooted. If my heart has been enticed by my neighbor's wife, or I've lurked at his door, then may my own wife grind grain for another, and may other men sleep with her. For that would be a heinous crime, and iniquity to be judged. For it is a fire that burns down to Abaddon. It would root out my entire harvest. If I have rejected the cause of my manservant or maidservant when they made a complaint against me, what will I do when God rises to judge? How will I answer when called to account? Did not he who made me in the womb also make them? Did not the same one form us in the womb? If I have denied the desires of the poor, or allowed the widow's eyes to fail, if I've eaten my morsel alone, not sharing it with the fatherless, though from my youth I reared him as would a father, and from my mother's womb I guided the widow. If I've seen one perish for lack of clothing, or a needy man without a cloak, if his heart has not blessed me for warming him with the fleece of my sheep, if I've lifted up my hand against the fatherless because I saw that I had support in the gate, then may my arm fall from my shoulder and be torn from its socket. For calamity from God terrifies me, and his splendor I cannot overpower. If I've put my trust in gold, or called pure gold my security, if I've rejoiced in my great wealth because my hand has gained so much, if I've beheld the sun in its radiance, or the moon moving in splendor, so that my heart was secretly enticed, and my hand threw a kiss from my mouth, this would also be an iniquity to be judged, for I would have denied God on high. If I have rejoiced in my enemy's ruin, or exulted when evil befell him, I've not allowed my mouth to sin by asking for his life with a curse. If the men of my house have not said, who is there who has not had his fill? But no stranger had to lodge on the street, for my door has been opened to the traveler. If I've covered my transgressions like Adam by hiding my guilt in my heart, because I greatly feared the crowds, and the contempt of the clans terrified me, so that I kept silent and would not go outside? Oh, that I had one to hear me. Here's my signature. Let the Almighty answer me. Let my accuser compose an indictment. Surely I would carry it on my shoulder and wear it like a crown. I would give account of all my steps. I would approach him like a prince. If my land cries out against me, and its furrows weep together, if I've devoured its produce without payment, or broken the spirit of its tenants, then let briars grow instead of wheat, and stinkweed instead of barley. Thus concludes the words of Job. Proverbs 22. A good name is more desirable than great riches. Favor is better than silver and gold. The rich and the poor have this in common. The Lord is maker of them all. The prudent see danger and take cover, but the simple keep going and suffer the consequences. The rewards of humility and the fear of the Lord are wealth and honor in life. Thorns and snares lie on the path of the perverse. He who guards his soul stays far from them. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. He who sows injustice will reap disaster, and the rod of his fury will be destroyed. A generous man will be blessed, for he shares his bread with the poor. Drive out the mocker, and conflict will depart. Even quarreling and insults will cease. He who loves a pure heart and gracious lips will have the king for a friend. The Lord's eyes keep watch over knowledge, but he frustrates the words of the faithless. The slacker says, "There's a lion outside. I will be slain in the streets." The mouth of an adulteress is a deep pit. He who is under the wrath of the Lord will fall into it. Foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline drives it far from him. Oppressing the poor to enrich oneself or giving gifts to the rich will surely lead to poverty. Incline your ear and hear the words of the wise. Apply your mind to my knowledge, for it is pleasing when you keep them within you, and they are constantly on your lips. So that your trust may be in the Lord, I instruct you today, yes, you. Have I not written for you 30 sayings about counsel and knowledge to show you true and reliable words, that you may soundly answer those who sent you? Do not rob a poor man because he is poor, and do not crush the afflicted at the gate, for the Lord will take up their case and will plunder those who rob them. Do not make friends with an angry man, and do not associate with a hot-tempered man, or you may learn his ways and entangle yourself in a snare. Do not be one who gives pledges, who puts up security for debts. If you have nothing with which to pay, why should your bed be taken from under you? Do not move an ancient boundary stone, which your fathers have placed. Do you see a man skilled in his work? He will be stationed in the presence of kings. He will not stand before obscure men. And as always, thank you so much for being here today. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button right there and click the bell so you can get notifications. And make sure to hit that like button for me. And I will see you tomorrow.
I'm standing at the crossroads. I'm lost without a clue. I need a big pink neon sign to show me what to do. I thank you, Lord. It glorifies you when you're the only answer. I praise you, Lord, for holding what's too much for me. And I'm amazed by you, Lord, because nothing's too big and nothing's too small to lay at your feet.